Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Project Zomboid episode 86, which originally aired live on Twitch. So we are going to pick up, of course, like always, where we left off. We are prepping for the winter. We have most recently cleared out some of the neighborhood to the northwest. We went to the closest pizza diner, the Pizza World, and looted a whole lot of stuff there. And we're starting off with me going to sleep. Oh yeah. Riveting content right there. How's everybody doing? So I will be taking feedback from everybody here very, very shortly. But before we do that, I want to fix a few things. One of the things I wanted to fix was the traps that I have set down. I got a bunch of YouTube comments, so it's hard to attribute it to one person, but a bunch of YouTube comments saying that basically I gotta nest them deeper into the forest or they're really not going to benefit me. And yeah, that's pretty believable. So that's one of the things I'm gonna do first. But the further recap would be that I looted in arcades. We have a lot of arcade stuff in here. And we are now heading pretty fully into the winter. It is November 19th. November 19th. And days are getting shorter. Actually, I don't know if that's a game mechanic that exists, but let's pretend it does. Glitch and Orange Chaos and Marvin, thanks for the hype train. Glitch, thanks for all the bits. Welcome. My pleasure to have you, as always. Alright, let's try to catch a weather report. While I move these arcade cabinets out of the way, what we end up doing with them, that will ultimately be up to you guys. All I know is I don't want them in the center of my loft because they take up a lot of space. And they block line of sight. But I can put them down here, no problem. Have a little kaboom. Alright, weather. You still just wuzzing? Here we are. Yeah, it's not going to be frozen today. Clear skies, heavy clouds, mild wind. It is going to shower or snow tonight. No, probably shower because it's too cold for snow. Interesting. Well, it's going to make watering the farm a little bit easier. We had discussed perhaps having an indoor farm last stream, and realizing that I think the only game mechanics that prevent you from doing such is heat, not light. Plants need heat, not light, oddly. And that's something that we could do. The disadvantage, of course, is that we'd have to water it manually always, which is a lot of manual labor. Only something that you would really consider if you were starving, maybe. But, if you submit that as a goal, I'll get it done. Alright, before I go anywhere here, let's eat. I'm trying to put on some weight. My weight is pretty solidly steady at 80. But of course, as we head into the winter, this is going to be harder and harder and harder to keep the pounds on. So it's one of the things I'm trying to do is essentially purposefully overeat. There is two different mechanics at play. There is, of course, how hungry you perceive yourself to be and how many calories you intake. And the two are not really linked all that tightly. So you could, for instance, you could eat cabbage till the cows came home, and you would not feel hungry, but you would slowly starve to death. Speaking of farm, it does look like we had some seed bearing here. So before I move the traps around, let's go ahead and reseed. Also might be a good idea, well, before I go out to those traps, to grab some things to rearm them, because I think I'm going to be moving the traps, and then we also should take an axe, because I think I'm going to probably have to cut back some trees to make it easier. Can you vote for strawberries? Yes. Soon I'll be taking on projects, and if voted on, I would happily start a strawberry farm, even an inside strawberry farm. I'm happy to do really anything reasonable that users submit as an idea. But right now I'm just, waiting for people to come in for the first 20 minutes or so. I just do sort of maintenance-y stuff. That way, the people that are here at minute 0, there should be some sort of benefit for you guys. Maybe some free Yoda carrots. You took that so delicately. Did I research hydroponics? Oh, I've known about hydroponics since time immemorial. Let me tell you. But welcome, everybody. I hope everybody's weekend is going well. And if not well, I hope it's getting better, hanging out with me. And if that's not helping, well, I don't know. I don't know how to help. Alright, I'm going to... Do we have any... Oh, yeah, here we go. Where was that? Nope, no, that's fresh. I thought I saw cabbage that was not labeled as fresh. No, all of my vegetables are fresh. Well, I'm going to take some out of the freezer here. Because you can still bait with frozen stuff. And then, before I forget, grab an axe. Make your day even gooder, Mr. Johns? Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that I can contribute to a gooder day. That's all I really ask. Hanging out with you guys is the highlight of my week. Operation Comprehensive Trap Reform. That's what we're calling this. Why are there rubber ducks? If you type !about, it will tell you why. The TLDR is I'm using them for respawns if the worst is to happen. So the best thing that I could do is to nest these... Oh, we had lost one. That's okay. The reason I put down so many wired traps is that, they're hardier or whatever. So I'm going to remove all these traps and put them a little deeper. So if you right-click and you get the forage prompt, I believe that's the indicator that it's max yield. So the true max yield, unless I've been instructed incorrectly otherwise, would be carrots in a forageability zone. Yeah, carrots in a forageability zone. And the road here is not really forageable, so we need to go a little further into the woods. Where things get scary. So we're getting full forage here. This will work. And I brought the axe with me because I'm going to likely need to destroy some trees and bushes and the like. You hoped you could catch a live stream for once? Well, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. I'll be opening up user submissions pretty soon. Pretty soon indeed. Squeaky, Angrax, Orange Chaos, Sky Collective. Wow, there's a lot of stuff that there's something wrong with my sound alerts. I'm gonna have to look into that, because I'm not getting reliably getting the noise that I should be. Either that, or at this point, my brain is just tuning it out, which it shouldn't be. But thank you for the resubs and gifted subs and bits. Oh, winded. So I'm cutting down trees so that when I'm out here, I can't easily be stuck up on by zombies. Have I been having issues since the power outage? What do you mean? Poor Lino. Okay, so my beautiful line of traps all set in deep forest. So the reason for the ducks is that I am not a pro player at this. I'm good, but not great, and I do die. At some point, I might feel like I could do a harder series, you know, like Apocalypse difficulty with no respawns or something like that. But I had a lot of learning to do in this, and I'm still learning. And one of the things that... it's an odd complaint, but one of my only complaints of Project Zomboid is there is a sort of a lack of a comprehensive wiki. Meaning that I do find it a little difficult to read about game mechanics to fully understand the game. So for instance, 2 streams ago, I had to do a lot of experimentation with the antique stove to figure out what the game mechanics behind heating an area was. Because there was just nothing I could find online. So I had to do my own science. And there's a lot of other, you know, there's a lot of other stuff like that that I feel like, oh, you know, I could really benefit from a little bit more knowledge before I really jump in and try this on the hardest difficulty. Because, of course, on Apocalypse difficulty, you get recurring helicopter events. And I feel like, being as forgetful as I sometimes am, I would absolutely, undoubtedly forget to listen to the radio periodically, and I'd just have helicopters absolutely stomp my base into nothing. But it would also, you know, if I did Apocalypse series, it would also be, it would be difficult enough that it would be tough to take user feedback if the users aren't also particularly experienced with Zomboid, because of course, on Survivor difficulty, you guys can tell me to do ridiculous things, and chances are I won't get me killed. On Apocalypse difficulty, ridiculous things might actually kill me, and if there's no, you know, if I don't leave myself the opportunity to respawn, well then, you know, darkness has fallen upon your family, or something like that. I don't know. That narrator has a voice I cannot and will not pretend I can mimic. So I'm just removing all the bushes between me and the traps, just cleaning up the area here. And at this point, let's go ahead and open up the channel point redemptions. If you have ideas, I will take them. This is going to be a tough day for little old Ash here because I'm making him do a lot of manual labor. But we're also cutting down a whole lot of trees for winter heating, I guess. Viewer feedback is a slow and insidious killer. It can be. It can be. I will say, however, that I have watched a lot of other streamers where their communities are constantly trying to troll and misinform. Which, of course, if that's the spirit of the stream, so be it. But you guys are always trying to look out for my best interest, for the most part. And when it's clear that you're not, it's also clear that you're joking. So I appreciate that. Because it is difficult to... it can be difficult to entertain and to be productive, to read chat, and to incorporate all the things that I should know about the game. F-Dog wants puppy treats. Oh, hi, Tusk, up on the couch. Couch. Tusky, no. Couch. Here. You saw a little corner of her head. Echo's even in here, but, she's just nuzzling me for treats. Hi. Problem is, with the Yoda cam on, you can't even tell that I'm petting Tusk. You just have to take my word for it until the camera flips back. Oh, there we go. Echo, if you hop on the couch, I will give you... Oh, driving distracted and one-handed. This is actually very much like me in real life. If I'm trying to drive anywhere in real life with the dogs, sometimes I have to like yell at them because they make it challenging to drive. I've never been in a car accident as a result of dogs. Echo, if you hop on the couch, I will give you a treat. Ow, Tusk, your claws are like a little sharper than you think they are. Hey, puppy. You like the no-look treat? And she's gone. She's so manipulative. She knows exactly what she needs to do. It kind of reminds me of a Tool song. Oh, and now, well, you know, there's worse things to have stuck in my head. Unfortunately, there's no, like, lumber racks. I would love a lumber rack or something like that. Levitating doggos? Yes. I mean, yours don't levitate? Guess you're not at my level. So I don't exactly have space for all the wood. I suppose I could keep wood in this box here. Hey, Tumbling. How is it going today, Tum? Welcome, Tumbling Raiders. We have just started. I'm currently taking channel point redemptions for ideas of stuff to work on this stream, or at least for the next 2 days, as that is sort of the tradition and pattern that we are into. So if you have ideas, hit me up in the channel points. It's not too pricey. And I'm joined here by, I don't know, Angel Devil? Devil Angel? Tusk is way better behaved than Yoda, so Tusk is the angel, Yoda's the devil. He's the devil in sheep's clothing, looking like a little lamb. Yoda, you're a little lamb. Don't know why my... Oh, there we go. I might have fixed it a little bit. Some games have proper storage for, like, bulk goods, I guess is what I'm trying to say about the lumber. So some games will have, like, a lumber rack that can only store wood or something like that, but it's very efficient in storing it, which is nice. All right. Looks like I have a lot of choices here, so let me get polling. Give me 1 sec. We have got A Haircut and a Shave by Cruzio. We have got Explore the Gun Store. And that is from Orange Chaos. We have Repair Sports Car from Cowley. We've got Strawberry Farm. And I'll call this Outdoors because there's 2 of them. Strawberry. Wow, I can't spell straw. Indoors. Work on the gas station. And yeah, those 6 options. So there they are in the polls on the bottom right. Just type 1 through 6 in order to vote. And that's a project that we'll start working on tomorrow. Salsa Pandas and Fenris, thanks for the follows. Actually, you guys, one of you is follower number 12,000, I think. Unless my math is dreadful wrong. I believe I just hit 12,001. So, rock on, friends. Ad Astra, per Aspera, right? I will say, not to flirt with your hopes, but we might be getting to a point where I have cleared out my immediate neighborhood enough to use guns around the base. Maybe. I think if I did that, I would prefer to have like an escape route if the base ever got surrounded. Something like a gangway to either the gas station or a gangway to really any adjacent facility. So that way, if I do use guns and I draw a little bit too much attention, there's a way to draw them off. In fact, if I really start regularly using guns, it might be a wise idea to have a vehicle not close to my base, ready as a getaway car. Hi, Raptor Talon, welcome. This is taking me a long time because this wood here is heavy and I'm exhausted and tired. Really good condition to fight. In fact, that happened last stream where I was exhausted and tired, and I got in a little bit of a chase at the gas station where I could not really effectively outwalk the zombie that was chasing me. I was moving at this speed. It was really, really bad. In fact, I do, for once, have a book I could read to pass the time to become a little bit less exhausted. Because it is really dangerous to be extremely exhausted, because you just can't move. There is no escape. They'll be on your tail no matter where you go. There's still water in here? That's funny. Slurp burp. Alright, other things I want to do before the end of today is to rearm some of the other traps. So I'm going to grab a few more cabbages. Inspect my coat and pants. Sure. The coat here is bloody but intact. And my camo pants are bloody but intact. The coat, however, does not have leather stripping. I don't know how that happened, that I must be wearing the wrong one. And maybe you picked up on that at some point. So let me fix that. I don't remember putting on the wrong coat, though. Oh god, of all these coats, I have no idea which one's armored. Maybe I just make a new one. Inspect all of them. Oh, dear lord. I'm going to encumber myself with leather jackets. Oh, this newest one that I picked up is not even clean. I was under the understanding that all of the clothing that was in my on my shelves were clean. Okay, here's one. Trouble is, which one is this? It's this one? Yeah, okay. Where? Okay, so these are bloody and need to go through the wash. Good catch, by the way. I don't know how you caught that, but that was a good catch. All right, so my protection is a little bit higher now. I don't know if it's the maximum protection given my tailoring skills, but oh, shutdown. It was your comment? Well, whoever's comment it was, I appreciate it, because clearly I was doing something wrong. Right on the heels of me saying, thank you for looking out for me. So the good thing is I'm totally bite-proof on my head, scratch-proof and bite-proof on my torsos, and my feet, I suppose. Ah, wow. I've been wearing the wrong jacket for a long time. And it hasn't come up and bit me yet? No pun intended. That's lucky. It wouldn't be a terrible idea for me at some point to go through all of my clothing and just tailor up all of it that's in storage so that I know everything in my storage is clean and armored. The kicker there is, as I do that, my tailoring skill will inevitably go up, and then I'll end up with a situation where actually, let me gather all of my traps and put them in the same spot. There's actually no penalty for doing that. So instead of rearming them, I'm just going to remove them all and then plop them all in one on that dirt path. Whoa! Yep. Don't trust me with a vehicle. I was trying to do, like, the spin. So I believe if you have traps that were baited, you don't get the bait back, which makes sense. I don't believe I have any, I don't believe I have any more traps down this way. I think they were all destroyed. But I'll double check. One of the other issues with being in late November is a lot of these trees that would be very obvious, the non-pine conifer trees, that would be obvious that they're trees in the spring or summer or any other season. Because they're leafless, they look like bushes so effectively that they're easy to crash into. And there's no... In Zomboid, there is no spectrum of the damage. It, like, either the object is fully solid or it's not. Bushes, I suppose, have a little bit of give, but even those mini trees will completely smush your vehicle, which is funny. Well, it's not funny, it sucks, but... This picking up the traps reminds me of a story that my one of my dad's college friends had, where his my dad's college friend's brother was driving on the freeway, and there were construction cones, and he would drive up to them and smack them with a door for like a mile, right? Just knocking over cones to be, you know, whatever. And then after like a mile or two, he gets pulled over, and the state trooper is like, all right, go set him back up. Yep. Oh. Did something just hiss at me in these woods? I feel like I just got hissed at. Perfect karma. Oh, yeah. Well, it's the sort of theory. You buy it, you break it. You know, make right what you've done wrong. I think that's the last of it. Whoa. Someone wants a nibble. Hi, lady. Come find me. So here we are at my trap farm. I'll be closing the poll soon. So if you haven't... Oh, I see the trees wiggling. I don't like that. I know sometimes the trees just wiggle to wiggle, for like effect, but it always makes me think there's like zombies lurking. One of the things that really bothers me, I actually watched a zombie horror film last night. Can't say I was a big fan of it, but it always bothers me when there's like, everybody knows how dangerous they are, but everyone's so willing to like ignore shuffling noises and like really every auditory or sensory indicator that like, hey, you're about to get eaten. And like the character's like, oh no, I'm fine. That growling shuffle that was in the closet, yeah, that's not a zombie. That's just my stomach grumbling. It's like, and you'll be the first one to die. Got it. Your brother learning to drive said he clipped a water barrel in a construction area. Oh. That's got to be, yep. Oh, so I don't have, with me, I don't have my axe anymore. I put that away. I shouldn't have. This is Ash Williams' version of factory farming. I wouldn't be surprised that at some point in the future they have a penalty for adjacency for traps. It would make this trapping stuff really annoying, but it would make a lot more sense. It also just goes to show how many traps I've built and have been arming over the months. Sometimes horror films are done right, where there is... I've mentioned this in the past, but I think it was either Siskel or Ebert that said that one of the ways they judge films is the idiot plot. Basically, is the only thing driving the plot that the characters are making stupid decisions continually. And if the characters were not stupid, could the story be told? That's sort of the concept of the idiot plot. And I sort of hold that as a litmus test for films of like how stupid are the main characters? How stupid are the decisions they're making? And would this make any sense if people were less stupid? Because if a writer is relying upon characters to be stupid, it's just a writer who is then stupid. You know, it's one thing if the film is purposefully like that. Like, I'll just make something up, like Cabin in the Woods or yeah, would be a good horror film. One that would be like that would be like Dumb and Dumber, right? The whole point of the movie is they're, you know, they make stupid decisions. Like, obviously, yeah, that's a plot driver because that's who they are. But it's a little bit different when it's, you know, a TV show or film that's supposed to be taking itself seriously, and the only reason the story continues is that people are just unbelievably unintelligent. And to me, that's just like lazy storytelling. Just my 2 cents. Hey, Crimson Rust, 22 months. Cheers. Ah, here comes the rain. Yeah, sometimes it works. I would say the idiot plot depends, right, on the content and context. For some films, it's funny because, you know, like The Hangover, right? They weren't necessarily idiots, but it was basically like, what can go wrong will go wrong because all the characters are just making the worst possible decisions. Or Always Sunny in Philadelphia is another one. Always Sunny in Philadelphia famously is just a show where pretty much all the characters are always the most offensive that they possibly could be. And, like, that's the plot driver. But that's the thing, you know, or like Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson is always dumb. It's just, like, a defining trait of his character. So there is a case where, like, it fits the character, but it's laziness when your character isn't known to be stupid, right? If you're not if you're not Fry from Futurama and your whole persona is someone that is, like, I wouldn't say he's stupid, but he's obviously not knowledgeable because he's, you know, thrown out of his element pretty considerably. But you get my point. So it's one of the ways I judge stuff. When I watch TV or film, I'm a pretty harsh critic. Like I can kick back and enjoy dumb movies. But I was watching Army of the Dead, and almost everything about that film bothered me. there was almost no scenes that I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense. Like, having just seen it, I could eviscerate the film for its complete nonsense in almost every scene. I always park a little too close, yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of horror films are comedies, yeah, absolutely. I can agree with you there. Fully. Okay, I'm almost done doing the daily maintenance. I find closing these double doors without closing myself on the wrong side difficult. Alright, doing a little refueling. Krabby Poot. I like your name. That's a hell of a name. I'm gonna start calling Yoda Krabby Poot. Or Tusk. Hi, Tusk. It's Dutch for crab leg. Nice. I like how you can see Tusk's ears. Hi. Alright, there we go. I just wanted to refill all of my fuel. You never know when you're going to want it. Yoda with his little shark fin. You know what's strange? Echo's actually in my office right now. She's just under the desk. This has happened like once in my life. Oh, and she's left. I guess I shouldn't have said anything. I mentioned a few streams ago that I should keep a generator in the car. I probably should, but it really depends on where I'm headed. It is wise to have a source of power so that if you're exploring like a large facility, you could just flip the lights on. But they're also super heavy. So there's obviously a penalty. So was it just me, or all of the traps that I just rearmed? Because I just rearmed what? Alright, I moved I moved like 14 traps, or more than that actually. Not a single one of them had a rabbit. I think I'm too close. If you know, much like a boiling pot, a watched pot never boils, rather. I feel like I need to be further away from those traps. But looks like you guys have me going on some errands here, so no problem. My current project is being voted on. I guess it is to explore the gun store. So if you type !map, you'll see where the gun store is. Kind of like northeast of my location, roughly, vaguely. I moved them to put them in a forage biome more than anything else. That's why I just moved the traps, because if your traps are somewhere forageable, it increases their catch yield. And then if it's also physically too close to you, that reduces your, they don't catch. Much like I said, a watched pot never boils. A watched trap never catches. Oh no, I don't have... Alright, let me grab some cabbage. Not my cabbages. Eating some raw potatoes. Showing my inner Irish off. I'm not Irish, by the way. As evidenced by the way I look. I'm actually significantly Welsh, although I don't look it. But Irish, not at all. Come on. Thaw. Thaw faster. I'm trying to make very, very hearty stews. Also looks like I'm running low on salt and pepper. Yeah, that's still uncooked. So here's a stew for tomorrow. And then all of the remnants of the chopped vegetables I'm just eating raw. Because they're fresh, so they don't make me unhappy. Here we go. Fresh cooked food. There's a little bit of unhappiness about them. I don't know why, but it's not enough unhappiness that I even care a little bit. Okay. I think I had some lights burn out. I know this is an unmodded series, but I'm honestly considering adding a mod that just makes light bulbs last a little longer, because it is so absurd how short their half-life is, or whatever you want to call it. Didn't I have more light fixtures here? I swear I brought home light fixtures. Yeah, here we are. Grab one. Because I am completely and utterly in the dark. I feel like that is a fixable... Where's my flashlight? I'm tired of being unilluminated. Ha! There we are. A little bit better. And I think there's some that burned out here too. That's obviously on because it's right here. But this one looks burned out. Yep, and it is. Okay, I think that's it. I might want to add a... Actually, let's add a light right by that door. That might be a beneficial spot. And then these lamps here weigh 5 kilos, so it's going to free up some space for the electronics that are just like sitting on the ground. And yes, this will increase the gas requirement of keeping the base on and lit or whatever, but by such a small amount that it's, and given that I live next to a gas station, it's pretty negligible. It's not gonna hurt me in the long run, not really. But I know some people were thinking, oh, you've just added a bunch of lights. Yeah, it's one refrigerator is like I don't even know the ratio, but it's huge. Let's check the ratio for science. So a light is 0.026 liters an hour. A popsicle fridge is 0.32. So easily 10 lights. It's like a full order of magnitude of additional power consumption. I don't even need to do math. You know, it's more than 10 times. I left the oven on? Well, that's a bit of an issue. Let's not burn ourselves to death. Yeah, I definitely left that on. That would be bad. Duck ain't gonna fix that. So tomorrow we're gonna head to the gun store. Let me do my usual backup the save, mixed with some coffee. I looked pretty high and wide for a mod that would do savable save scumming. If the ducks burn, do they still count? Yeah, I think they would. I could put it to a poll, but I don't really see the audience going, hey, you should end this series because of one accidental oven left on. I could be wrong, but that would be a surprise. So Orange Chaos's suggestion of explore the gun store will get done. Like I said, if you do !map, you'll see that the gun store is actually very, very close to where I live. It's just northeast, up the road. You know, it's one of the most... It's closer to my base than even the Pizza World that I cleared last night, which was my neighborhood. I am getting to a point where I feel like I have a lot of... maybe do it... I'll put it this way. Maybe if I did a quick assessment of how absolutely full my immediate neighborhood is, I'd be comfortable starting to use guns on a regular basis. Because you don't ever level them up if you never use them, so. But you don't want to use them when there's so many zombies around you that it's a life threat, right? Because it's very easy to get overrun. So I have a fresh lead pipe. Let's eat the rest of this soup, stew, whatever it is. There's barely a difference in Project Zomboid between soup and stew. Put the cooking book away. Flashlight has batteries. All right, we're good. All these potatoes, oh, well, not potatoes specifically, but all these crops are nice and bloomed. A posture check. I was sitting cross-legged. Let's not do that. To the gun store. To the gun store. Nope. I don't want corpses in the middle of the road because they do damage to tires. Greetings, Do Village, Mr. Roan. Oh, we got some unfriendlies in the neighborhood. Oh, Jesus. Hi, guy. Didn't see you at all. Please have a bulletproof vest. You do. And it's mint. Fantastic. Bulletproof vests are one of the best armors that you can get. So, and they're not repairable because they're not made of leather or cloth. They're made of Kevlar. Clothing in this game that is not made of cloth, like fireman's clothing or military boots, or really all shoes. I think I can't think of a shoe that allows you to to repair. There's a lot of stuff that you just can't repair. So I'm always on the lookout for bulletproof vests that are fully intact, because it's also pretty good insulation as well. But if you take a look at the... oh, I didn't want to take it out of my bag, but if you can take a look, 55 scratch, 30 bite. It informs you it can't be repaired, but that's some pretty nice stats. Kevlar is a brand name. Okay, so sure, you corrected me. On the other hand, we are talking, this is Kentucky, so chances are it is actually Kevlar. Much the way that Kleenex or, you know, there's a lot of brand names that I use willingly. Not that I'm a shill, it's just, it's just what everyone refers to him as. Some boots can be repaired with really high tailoring. I didn't know that. That's good to know. All the more reason to work on my tailoring at some point. Prepping for winter, winter, winter. I know I'm not exactly heading to the gun store, but I also don't want my immediate neighborhood. This is a way for me to unofficially assess how crawling my neighborhood is. I think that was a guy in a knee-length dress. That's cool. It's not something you tend to see in Kentucky. Yeah, some brands like Kleenex or Xerox, you know, most people refer to, like, Xerox is just, oh, could you Xerox that for me? It's like, that is the action as well as the brand. You know, my neighborhood might not be... Oh, we got a flopper. Might not be as cleaned out as I thought it was. As I've killed, what, like 10 zombies now? Super glue. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Whole lot of them. John Banshee, thanks for the sub. And welcome. What I find funny about things like WD-40, now that you mentioned WD-40, is it's also not even a brand name for them either. It's just water displacement 40. It's not even patented. Because if you patent something, it means you have to reveal its chemical makeup. So famously, stuff like Coca-Cola or, you know, a lot of restaurants is secret sauce or WD-40, there aren't even patents on it, because if there were patents on it, that means they would have to tell people how to replicate it, and then once the patents ran out, you could make your own. Yeah, I don't think my neighborhood is as clear as I thought it was. It's not necessarily to say that it is gun too many so that I couldn't use guns, but we're definitely crawling here a bit. What mods am I running? Thank you, Turtle Sandwich. Yeah, for everything that I ever stream, Demo Car and others, all you gotta do is... one command that I always have running is !about. And if the about doesn't have something about mods, then !mods will. Anytime I'm playing a game for the first time, you can pretty much I pretty much guarantee that I will not be using mods unless it's absolutely critical to be using mods. Which is very, very unusual. For me, I like to, when I first play a game, I like to play it unmodded. And there's only a few exceptions. Like, one exception might be if I played a game that had temperature, let's say. And, you know, I might use a mod that displays temperature in both Fahrenheit and Celsius so that everyone can understand the temperature. And I don't know of a mod like this, but then also my UI elements up here are so small that you probably can't even see it anyway. It's just kind of a moot point. Kilgore, thanks for all the gifted subs. Welcome. Put on the pink thinks cam color, whatever it is. I can hear something smacking those doors back there. So this is Twiggy's. Twiggy's is just southwest of the gun store that I want to be. Oh, that's the wrong weapon. Hey, we got a party hat. Give me your party hat. This pistol had just a single round left in it. That tells a story. Okay, it doesn't sound like there's a single zombie smacking that bay door. It sounds like a few. Just a few. Well, they'll get out eventually. Oh, nah, they got out. Hello. Not very effective killers, you are. Wow, this is barely a leather jacket. It's been torn to shreds. Project Zomboid rain looks comfy. You know, you're right, it does. There's definitely a comfort to it. Where's... Bye-bye, pistol. Is there a zombie still bashing on the bay door even though the other one's open? Yes. That was not well done for me. I should check my equipment to make sure it's not torn up. My armor held, though. That was just on me. I thought I was, I thought I had, queued my guy up to continue running, and then he, like, spun around, and I got caught. Alright, so let's see. If there's damage to my stuff, it would be probably my leather jacket, which there is not. What about gloves? Or scarf? Although the scarf has such low armor now that if I got hit to the neck, it'd go straight through the scarf. The scarf is almost pointless to wear. They took out my gloves. My gloves, rip gloves. So the gloves did exactly what they wanted. They should have done, and they protected me once. Hey, thank you, gloves. So, is that my skin color? Wow, I am very gingrenous or something. I don't know. I know this isn't the gun store, but I hadn't searched these shelves, and they have chocolate, so, you know. Hey, Peach. No mods indeed. Hey, look at all this canned goods. I've known that this has been here this whole time. I just, it was one of those, like, oh, if I ever really need it, I can come here and scavenge. But despite the fact that these look like shelves that you would normally find sledgehammers on, because it is a grocery store, or a gigamart, whatever it's called, there's really no chance of the good stuff. You've been watching Ash Williams' Project Zomboid. which originally aired live on Twitch. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. Thank you so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell.